And welcome to episode 9. In this episode, we are going to discuss hair myths that are ruining your hair. For a minute, let's shed some truths on hair myths that are actually ruining your hair. Or let's talk about crazy superstitions that we've been adhering to and not knowing the origin, or that really don't make sense. For example, if I put my purse on the floor, then that means I'm not gonna have any money. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty crazy, that putting your purse on the floor equates to you're not gonna have money. What if there's no other place for you to put your purse? Where are you supposed to put it? Are you supposed to hold it up on your shoulder? Where are you supposed to put it if the floor is the only place for you to put your purse? Have you been in those restaurants? But I love these restaurants that they have a purse stand, like an actual stand, that if they see you have a purse, they will bring it and you can put your purse on it. Or, you know what gets me irks me the most? If I go into a public restroom and there's not a little hanger thing to put my purse on while I'm using the restroom. That is the most annoying thing. I'm like, who designed this restroom? It couldn't have been a woman, because if a woman had designed it, she would know that when you go to the restroom, it is not convenient to use the restroom with your purse on your shoulder. So what do? You know, I don't want to put my purse on the floor, not because of superstition, but I don't want to put my purse on the floor of a nasty public restroom. It is just, it's gross to me. So that is the one time I will not put my purse on the floor. Any other time, I'm gonna put the purse on the floor. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not having any money because my purse is on the floor. That is ridiculous to me. Also, another crazy thing that we do, and what is the origin of it? I think it's a pagan origin, when people believe that spirits lived in trees, so they would knock on the tree to avoid bad luck. And now, to avoid bad luck, people knock on wood. Okay, come on. All right, let's get it together, people. Let's get it together. Okay. Hair myths that are ruining your hair. Number 1, and I know you guys are gonna be like, I'm not listening to her. She don't know what she's saying, because this works. The dirtier the hair, the faster it will grow. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but healthy hair is hair that is clean. Clean hair is hair that is strong. A healthy scalp is a scalp that is clean. What happens when your scalp is not clean is you get dandruff buildup, product buildup, oil buildup, debris buildup, and that clogs the follicles. In order for your follicles to grow healthy hair, it needs a clean foundation, and a clean foundation can only be found in using a shampoo or using water to rinse away dirt and debris. So your hair will not grow faster. Your hair grows actually from the follicles. And if your follicles are clogged, that causes irritation, redness, you get bumps, and all sorts of hair issues. So dirty hair does not help hair grow faster. It may appear as though like the scratching, the itching. People think, oh, my hair is itching, that means it's growing. No, your hair is dirty. That's why it's itching. I am sorry. You can come for me if you would like, but the research shows that dirty hair does not grow hair. Even though we think that, in the grand scheme of things, it does not grow hair. Hair has its own growth cycle. What helps the hair to grow faster or to grow stronger or healthier is if the follicles are clean, there's no blockage, and there's some natural oils on the scalp to help the hair grow. What you're gonna get with dirty hair is you're gonna get hair that smells, hair that has an odor. If you have worn weaves for a long time, or you've been around people who have worn weaves for a long time and they haven't washed their hair, you can smell the stench. You know what I'm talking about. It's this particular stench of sweat and hair product. And no matter who you are, it has the same smell. You can tell the smell from a mile away. That's what you're gonna get with dirty hair, a stench. Also, you're gonna get hair that is greasy. Greasy hair, and once the hair becomes greasy, it starts to mat. When it starts to mat, it's almost like it's locking. And that is hard to detangle once your hair starts to mat and lock. So dirty hair does not grow hair faster. It is a myth. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news and tell you that. Secondly, plucking a gray hair makes more grow. We've heard this several times, and I've been gray. I've been having gray hair since I was 24, and I've had to dye my hair because I'm like, I am not gonna just be out here with all this gray. And I was afraid to pluck it because they're like, oh no, if you pluck it, it's gonna grow more. It's gonna grow in its place. 2 more is gonna grow in its place. That is absolutely a myth. Actually, what plucking the hair does is it causes stress on the follicle in which you have plucked, and that stress in turn causes the hair, one, maybe not to even grow back in that area, or when it grows back into a coarser texture, and it disrupts your normal hair growth cycle. So plucking the gray hair actually does more damage. You're not plucking it and then more gray hair is growing in its place. You're plucking the hair and it's causing more stress. So you don't want to pluck gray hair because you think that, 2 or more is gonna grow in its place. If you do not like your grays, then you can dye them. Henna treatment is a great treatment for if you have black hair. The black henna is really good for dyeing grays. That's what I found to actually stay. So once I dye my hair, I find that the gray does not turn, the hair does not turn back gray, but I have to keep dyeing it as I get new growth. So henna has been effective at that. A third myth is that only women of color have coarse hair. A lot of people have said that, the women of color, their hair is stronger than other races. That is the absolute myth. Coarseness refers to the thickness of your hair strand. So you can have fine hair, you could have medium hair, and you could have coarse hair. Fine, medium, and coarse is found across all ethnicities, whether black, white, Asian, it does not matter. All ethnicities have a type of coarse hair. So coarse hair is not limited to women of color. Everyone has either fits into a category of coarse, fine, or medium. Trimming your hair, number 4, trimming your hair makes it grow faster. Again, myth, complete myth. Your hair grows based on your hair growth cycle. Whether if you have your hair growth cycle can be disruptive if you have hormonal imbalances, if you have vitamin deficiencies, if you are undergoing some kind of treatment, if you are stressed. Stress stops your hair, disrupts the hair cycle. Those are things that would disrupt your hair cycle and cause your hair not to grow at its normal rate. Trimming the ends, so trimming split ends, trimming straggly ends, or whatever you want to call them, does not cause the hair to grow faster. What trimming your ends does is it helps you grow healthier hair. And when I say healthier hair, when you have a split end, right? The hair, one strand splits in two. It is best to cut that strand, not the entire strand. It is best to cut the split end off, because what can happen is the split end can move up the strand to the root, and you don't want that, because you don't want to damage the entire strand. So the purpose of trimming is to trim off those split ends so that the entire strand is preserved and not completely damaged. So trimming of the hair does not help the hair to go faster. It just helps in the appearance of a healthier head of hair and the look of the hair and the strand. Number 5, your hair will get used to products and the products will stop working. This is a myth, because unless the products that you're using the formula for those products has changed, the products should not stop working, because your hair is dead hair. So it's not, all hair is dead, by the way. So it's not like the curl cream I was using isn't gonna curl my hair anymore because it just magically stopped working. No, there are other factors at play if your products stop working. And I've done a podcast on this, so you can go back and look at one of our episodes. What is really happening when your products stop working? It can be because of environmental factors, the wind, the rain, the humidity in the air, where your stylists don't last as long because now the seasons has changed from summer to winter, and your stylists are just not working like they used to because of the change in temperature. So you need to change up which products you use that work better with the seasons. Or it may be that your hair has hard water buildup. You're not using a shampoo, you're co-washing. So you have all of this water, this hard water just building up on your strands, and your hair stops reacting to the product because there is a thick layer that's covering the strand that is causing it not to absorb the product so that it works as it is intended. So there are different factors when it comes to if your product has stopped working. Products don't just stop working unless the formula has changed or something is going on with your hair. If you have a healthy head of hair, your hair is clean, your hair is moisturized, your product should work the same. If your products have stopped working, then try a clarifying shampoo along with a protein deep treatment, and then use a moisturizing deep treatment, and then start over again, and then your product should start working again, because your hair probably has built up or it's damaged because of chemicals. So you need to restore your hair by using a protein treatment, and then you put a moisturizing treatment on there to get the hair moisturized and elastic. And then try your regimen over again, and your product should start working again if the products that you're using, the formula in those products hasn't changed. Myth number 6, split ends can be repaired. Split ends cannot be repaired, because what happens when you have a split end, like I explained earlier, is you have one strand of hair. So that one strand, the end of that strand has been split in two. So there's no bonding. You can't bond back the strand. You can't bond back the one strand that has split into two. It cannot be bonded back together. The only way to repair this or to stop damage is to trim off the split portion of that hair, because you don't want that split to travel up the hair shaft into the follicle to damage the entire hair strand. So split ends cannot be repaired. Myth number 7, dry hair needs moisture. I spoke about this in a previous episode about dehydrated hair versus dry hair. We sometimes use these words interchangeably, thinking that because our hair is dry, we think that our hair is dry when our hair could be, dehydrated. Dehydrated hair is hair that needs moisture, is lacking moisture. Dry hair is hair that has had excessive exposure to chemicals, heat, or dyes, and it is dry and it needs oil to seal in moisture. It's not necessarily not moisturized, it's just that it's so damaged that it's not retaining moisture. So dry hair doesn't need moisture. Dry hair is chemically processed hair that cannot retain moisture. It needs an oil or it needs a protein treatment to repair the hair, and an oil to seal in the moisture so that it does not lose moisture. So dry hair doesn't need moisture. Dehydrated hair needs moisture. That's the hair that lacks water. And you can listen to one of the previous episodes to give you a breakdown on dry hair versus dehydrated hair. Myth number 8, brushing my hair 100 times will help it grow. No. If we have learned anything about hair care, over manipulation causes stress on the strands, and brushing causes even more stress. I don't even brush my hair if I don't spray water on my hair first, I do not brush my hair. You need to have water or a leave-in conditioner, something with a lot of slip, before you put a brush to your hair. If your hair is not damp, I would not brush it. I only brush my hair if it is damp or if it is wet. Because if you are brushing dry hair, what that does is it creates friction against the strand. And then the bristles of most brushes are really hard and coarse. So you are essentially like ripping the hair strand as you brush dry hair. And brushing 100 times, it's like you're completely trying to strip away the cuticle of the hair. So that is an absolute myth. Brushing does not grow hair. Brushing actually, if you're brushing 100 times, you are causing excessive damage to your hair. So I caution you not to brush your hair 100 times. It will not help it grow. And if you are gonna brush your hair, make sure that your hair is either wet or damp and has a leave-in conditioner that provides a lot of slip so that the brush is able to easily glide through your strands and not damage the cuticles. Myth number 9, towel drying and air drying is better than blow drying. So I know that everyone is gonna be like, oh, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Why would blow drying be better than towel and air drying? Okay, with towel drying, and the key to towel drying is the same thing with brushing. You don't wanna rub the towel against the strands, even though your hair is wet. Rubbing causes friction, which can damage the hair, the cuticle of the hair. When you're towel drying your hair, you want to squeeze. I would recommend using a microfiber towel to dry your hair because it prevents, it has less friction, not really prevents, but has less friction than your regular towel that you use when you get out of the shower. Also, a t-shirt that has a cotton t-shirt that has a nice smooth surface is a great option for using when you're trying to dry your hair. And you squeeze the hair, you section out the hair and squeeze it. So to squeeze the water out instead of rubbing the towel on the hair, because that causes the friction against the hair and can cause hair damage. If you're gonna use a blow dryer, what you can do when you're blow drying your hair is blow dry it on the cool setting and ensure that your like your arm is like your hands or the blow dryer is like arm length away from the hair on one spot. You don't want to go too close to the hair. That's what causes the damage when you're using excessive blow drying heat and you are too close to the hair. So you can use a cooler setting to dry your hair and ensure that your arm is about the length of your arm away from the hair, and concentrate on one spot at a time. This will help you to not damage the hair, and your hair can dry faster. Air drying and towel drying isn't necessarily better than blow drying. It's just that with blow drying, we tend to use excessive heat. And myth number 10, which I know everyone is gonna be eye rolling with this one. Even I was like, okay, yeah, but no, it's a myth. Rinsing your hair with cold water makes it shinier. I know we've been taught in the natural hair community that we wash our shampoo out with warm water, which is, that's sensible. Because what warm water does is it actually help remove all that product buildup, and it gets the job done properly. The oils, the product buildup, the dandruff, warm water, and it feels good. Warm water feels so good. I love taking a shower in warm water. I like my water to be hot. Like I want my skin to be melting when I'm in the shower because I like it to be hot. So warm water, actually, it does a good job when you're rinsing out your shampoo. We've been told that you rinse out your conditioners with cold water so that the cuticles and the pores lay flat. And yes, that is actually a fact. It does work. When you rinse out your conditioner with cooler water, it does, seal the pores of the hair and of the scalp. So it's a good thing to rinse with cool water. But does it make your hair look shinier? No, it doesn't. Either or. In fact, there was a study done at Princeton where they had two groups. A hot group where they washed their hair with hot water at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and a cool group where they washed their hair with cool water at 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And they found that the group that hair was washed with hot water, their hair was actually shinier than the hair washed with cold water, because what happened with the hot water is it allowed all the product buildup to be stripped away from the hair so that the hair would expose, the natural shine of the hair was exposed. So rinsing with cold water doesn't necessarily mean your locks will be glossy. You don't want to rinse with steaming hot water, but you can rinse with, warm water. It doesn't really matter in terms of the gloss, but in terms of sealing the cuticle and the pores, yes, cool water does seal the cuticle and the pores. So it's up to you, but rinsing with cold water does not make the hair look shinier. I hope that this episode was helpful to you. Please leave any comments, any questions below in our comment section, and I will get back to you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for having me on as a part of your hair care journey. Have a good day.